Hi everybody, James here. Just a quick video on how to quickly access the university's library section and where the journals are, and also it's just to quickly explain what journals are and why we use them, and also to go over. There's been a bit of a problem with one of the hyperlinks, so hopefully we can just show you how to find the one of the articles that we need to use. Now, before we get going, obviously the Open University spends a great deal of money subscribing to all sorts of academic journals. Now, journals are a great way to find additional information, and there's a lot of information there for you to use. Now, obviously, the Open University tends to expect you to rely more on the study materials that they send out to you, the books, the DVDs, and so on. But if you do want a little bit of extra information just to pad out your work and just to demonstrate a little bit more academic rigor, then the journals are the place to go. Now, obviously we band around terms like academic journals, assuming that everyone knows what they are, and I do know from experience that sometimes people don't. Basically, all a journal is essentially a magazine. A magazine, like any other magazine, comes out every month, every 2 months, every 3 months. The difference being that instead of being on cars or keeping fit or whatever it is you read magazines for, they're on academic topics. The other thing with journals is that with the good ones, and obviously most of the ones you access from the OU are good ones, is that they're peer reviewed. Now, what that means is that every person who's written an article for the journal, it's had to be peer reviewed. So there's been a team of other academics who've read the article before it gets published. They've gone through, tried to spot any problems with it, and if this sort of team or board of other academics see no problems, it then gets published. Now, because it's been past this review process, we're a lot more sure that the material in the article is trustworthy than just something that just someone has published in a magazine and there's only one person looked at it. So anyway, that's basically just all the journals are. The information in journals tends to be a lot more detailed than in books. So if you want a general overview of a subject, books are probably the best place to look. If you want something on a very specific, detailed topic, then the journals are where you should go. The other good thing with the journals is that they tend to be a lot more up to date, because even a book that came out yesterday is generally about 18 months old by the time it gets published. Whereas a journal, okay, it's gone through the review process and it's had to be printed and so on, but they tend to be a lot more up to date, which can be quite important sometimes. But anyway, so that's what journals are. Now let's just have a look at finding them. So here we are. I'm in the LB160 webpage. So to access the journals, we just come down to the right-hand side, and here under Resources we see Library Resources. So just click on there, and that brings you to this page. Now here we have something that might be important if you have the time, maybe over Christmas, and you know for a fact you're going to be doing other modules in the future. You have online training sessions, how to do a literature search, how to find information for your assignments. Let's click on that one. So yes, you can either have a session or watch a recording of a video there, and so on. That's when the sessions are. You've also got the help desk and so on at the library if you need to contact them. So that's worth looking at. But as I say, from this page, let's just go to Getting Started. And then to Library Home. Okay, so now here you'll see we've got this library search box. So let's see, one of the things we had to look for was this one, Walmart's takeover of Asda. So if we just, so you can follow these instructions here and actually find the individual journal and all that sort of thing, or you can just type the title or the author or both in. So here we go, Walmart's takeover of Asda, what the paper said. Click on search, and it gives us a list of things that it thinks are relevant. Yep, these look relevant. Let's go for this one. Full text available, that's good because obviously we want to read it. View online. Oh, actually, just let's do it in an entirely new window. So yes, if we click on the title, and that brings us here. So it's available in 2 different databases, this article. Let's just click on the top one, see what options we get. So yeah, British Food Journal, Walmart's takeover of Asda. We've got the article here as a web page, or you click on there and you'll have a PDF which you can then obviously save or print. Now the other thing that's always worth knowing, also worth knowing about journals, is that they often have, well, they always have this thing at the beginning called an abstract. That's well worth reading because the abstract tells you pretty much everything you need to know about the article. It tells you what they were looking at, how they were looking at it, how they investigated it, and what they found. It tells you pretty much everything you need to know. If you then read the abstract and think, actually, that looks like it could be useful, you can then obviously start reading the actual article. But the abstract is a great way of just getting the gist of the article without reading it. And it's that simple. Now, as I say, unfortunately, it's been brought to my attention that there has been a problem with the link in one of the for the other Walmart article. So let's just go back to the search page. So I'll show you just how to access that one. So is it Walmart, gold mines, and I think quicksand, but let's just oh, and I spelled Walmart wrong, never mind. Let's try that. Okay, now this is where the problem comes, apparently. We should be able to click on the title and have it take us to the article that we want, as we've just seen with the other one. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It brings us to Walmart, which isn't the one we want. It seems to be a glitch in the system. Quite why it's doing that, I don't know. So what you need to do is actually just do that again here from this page for some reason. And then click on search. And there we've got the one we want. So again, we have the abstract that tells us what it's about, and it's also available here as a web page. And if you like listening to things, if you like listening to text as you read, or if you have some kind of visual impairment or something, then obviously you can also listen here at the same time. Or again, we have the PDF option where we can print it or download it. There we go. Now, if you, just in future, if you do ever have any trouble finding any of these things, it's sometimes worth having a quick look on Google as well. So let's actually just do that. or you could use Google Scholar. Actually, that's quite a decent one as well. Let's just try normal Google. There we go, that looks like it. And here we go. So that one, because it's quite old, it is actually online anyway. You could find it using Google. Obviously, not a lot of stuff is like that. Otherwise, the Open University wouldn't spend huge amounts of money on subscriptions for the journals. But there we go. So hopefully, as I say, hopefully you now have a better idea of what journals are, what we use them for, and how to find them in the library. As I say, you've got the written instructions there. You can find it via journal title and A to Z listings and all that sort of thing, or you can just use the search box. Obviously, the search box is a lot easier because everyone's used to using Google now, so that's how that works. So, okay, well, we'll leave it there. If you've got any problems, please just post them in this thread.